Good day to you. This is David Pye once again, bringing to you another series of hot hints for heat treaters. This presentation is being brought to you by HT Courses of Mumbai in India. The presentation is still continuing on the vacuum furnace technology, and in particular in this instance for the maintenance and well-being of the humble mechanical pump of the vacuum furnace modular system. So, as we look after our hearts by exercise and diet, so needs the pumping system of the vacuum furnace. A simple method of keeping the mechanical pumping system healthy is just simply to follow the manufacturer's operational manual for the operation and performance of the mechanical pump. There are many different principal types of vacuum pumping systems, such as roughing pumps, blower pumps, oil vapor diffusion pumps, cryogenic pumps, turbomolecular pumps. And in this instance we're focusing on the presentation of the roughing pump systems. The roughing pump is the primary vacuum pump of the total vacuum furnace. Knowing the most common problems associated with mechanical pumps, as well as corrective action procedures, it is critical to the efficient operation of a vacuum pumping system, no matter what type of vacuum furnace we're working with. The most common problem experienced with the use of mechanical pumping systems is that of oil lubrication contamination occurrence. As the mechanical pumping system is pumping down, it is removing vapors and contaminants from the furnace process chamber. And the vacuum pump oil can very easily become contaminated. To determine what type of pumping system is appropriate for the low pressure furnace that we're operating, we need to consider and make the following assessments. What is the gas volume removal from the process chamber? What is the process pressure level? That is the working vacuum level. What is the desired evacuation? That's the time from start of pump down to the time of accomplishing the appropriate vacuum pressure. The mechanical pump can easily become mixed with the evacuated vapors present in the gas being pumped from the process chamber. The contamination of the pump oil can then begin to decrease its effectiveness of the mechanical pumping system. Oil contamination can be minimized on the pump by removal of the water vapor through adjustment of the gas ballast valve on the pump. Other factors that can retard the efficiency of the mechanical pumping system are particle contaminated oil, incorrectly set oil operational temperatures, particle clogged oil lines, incorrect vacuum pump oil level, loose drive belts. Water contamination of the pump oil is a very serious problem to the pump. Evidence of water or moisture is contaminated is indicated by observing the color of the pump oil through the pump side port. The question then will be asked, where does the water vapor come from? Please remember that each time the main furnace door is open, there is an ingress of air into the process chamber. If the furnace is graphite insulated or graphite insulated, those materials are porous and will absorb air as it enters into the open and exposed process chamber, and it will hold on to that air. Depending on the humidity level of the atmosphere, that is where the source of moisture is originating from. So it behooves the operator technician to keep the furnace door closed, and when not in use, Keep the door closed and, if possible, keep it under partial pressure so that no air can enter into the process chamber. One could also partially backfill the process chamber with a protective gas such as nitrogen into the process chamber. Further, it is necessary also to check the furnace water jacket for its integrity and all joint valves and pipes that carry water to and from the vacuum furnace proper. Mechanical pump maintenance. The principal and major concern of the mechanical pump is, of course, the vacuum pump oil contamination and the serious risk of oil degradation resulting from moisture contamination. It is recommended to you, the technician, and to your management that it is most important for you to check the oil level in the mechanical pump as well as for its colour on a daily basis. The oil level will be very easily seen through the sight port and required oil level marker. It's important to have good light surrounding the mechanical pump to see the colour of the oil, or if it suits you, to use a flashlight. If the oil appears to be of a milky appearance, then it is contaminated with moisture. The recommended oil change program should be followed as per the vacuum pump manufacturer's recommendations. However, I know of a company that I've worked with that changes its vacuum pump oil once every 6 weeks, whether it needs it or not. It is agreed that that level of frequency is an absolute overkill. However, that particular company believes that the vacuum furnace is an investment irrespective of condition of the oil, simply because they cannot afford any catastrophic breakdown of their vacuum furnace, as that furnace is their furnace's lifeblood. Preventive maintenance is considerably more cost effective than catastrophic maintenance. It's recommended that you have a scheduled written maintenance program for your vacuum furnace, and in particular for the vacuum pumping equipment. For without that vacuum pumping system, your furnace is absolutely ineffective and a negative cost center. Firstly, when operating a maintenance schedule on the furnace, which necessitates the possibility of a confined space entry, lockout and tag out procedures must be followed. The furnace control panel and on the furnace control panel, and isolate any potential for electrical switch-ons occurring, as well as ensuring no process gas or gases will flow. If there is a necessity to enter the furnace process chamber, ensure that the furnace interior is at a temperature less than 35 degrees centigrade. In addition to this, make sure that you do not, repeat, do not enter the furnace without being attached to a buddy with a rope retrieval harness on your body, which should be attached to your buddy. If there is a probability of you fainting or passing out due to whatever circumstance, then there is someone to retrieve you from the process chamber. Please do not ignore this recommendation. This brings this presentation of hot hints for mechanical pumping systems on low pressure vacuum furnaces to a conclusion. The next presentation of hot hints for heat treaters will be on the subject of booster pump maintenance, and followed with oil vapor diffusion pump maintenance. HT Courses and Pine Metallurgical International Consulting sincerely thank you for watching this short presentation and hope that it has brought a little more knowledge and recognition to you regarding your equipment and maintenance. We have a world of knowledge to share with you regarding the science of heat treatment and its physical metallurgy, and we would welcome your comments and your questions. Yours sincerely, David and HT in Mumbai.